Welcome back, Mr. Goodberry. The First Star Logistics studio is fully equipped and ready to record.
Welcome back to Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics. I'm your host, Joe Goodberry. This is part 2 of our first mock off season. In part 1, we did free agency. So if you didn't watch that episode and you just want the mock draft, that's fine. Who cares? You could watch just the free agency one and not. But if you want to go back, you can go back and watch it. Stop this one, go back, see who we signed in free agency. I'll tell you. But if you want to see how that process went and how we afforded it and what they cost, not going to do all that. That's in the episode. But we got DJ Reader. We have Arnold Ebiketie at defensive end. Cameron Thomas at defensive end. And if you're like, who are some of these guys? Well, that's in that episode too. We signed Bryan Cook as a free safety. And we signed Demario Davis at linebacker. On the offensive side, we did get back Dalton Reisner. We signed Charlie Kohler at tight end. We also extended Chase Brown, DJ Turner, and Dax Hill. So my goal was to get into this draft, which is what we're going to do right now, without a pressing need. Sure, we still have some needs. Sure, we still have areas where we can upgrade for sure. But I want to get to pick 10 and not absolutely have to take a safety or a defensive end or a defensive tackle or a guard, right? You want to get there and say, we can line up today. This first round pick is going to be a cornerstone player for us, but we don't have to thrust him in there right away. If he, of course, 10th pick is going to play and probably start. But we don't need him to be amazing right away because we have upgraded this team and the talent on this team in a big way. Spent a bunch of money in free agency, probably more spending than the Bengals would ever have done, probably. This would probably rival. I'd have to count the money up, but I'm thinking last year because they spent a lot on T and Jamar, of course. Probably rival that, even though I spent it on a bunch of other players instead. Let's dive into the draft. And let's complete this rebuild completely. Ugh, terrible. Let's go. So we are on Stick to the Model. That's the website, sticktothemodel.com. And we're on the BAGM. So we've already done the offseason. Now we made 12 signings. That includes players we extended. And so 12 seems like a lot. Made one cut, which was Cody Ford. So we probably still need a backup offensive tackle, actually. There was a guy in free agency. We can go back. No, we're not. Going to the draft. Anyways, picking a full draft here. I want the speed to go a little bit slower. Can I go? Yeah, I would like to go slow for the first round. Can I control it that way? We'll do this. Too many options. All right. Let me make sure I know where the start and stop buttons are. They're right in the middle in red. Start and stop. Raiders go Fernando Mendoza at number 1. KC trades up to number 2 and goes Arvell Reese. So that's fun. I think that's a good time. That means Jets move down to number 9. Cardinals go Spencer Fano at number 3. Offensive lineman tackle. Some have even said maybe a guard. David Bailey goes 4 to the Titans. 5 is Carnell Tate to the Giants. Jordan Tyson, our first receiver off the board. Hey, I like this mock. This is fun, actually. I think Tyson from a data profile, very, very good. We get 2 receivers going back to back. That really helps us out at 5 and 6. I think we've talked about pretty much everyone other here than Fano, which, maybe we'll get to. But Tyson, great profile. Didn't always stay healthy. Didn't always have, I think the flashes on tape are very good for him. But Carnell Tate on tape this past year was tremendous. So that's fun for the Giants to have Carnell Tate and Malik Neighbors. They're good at running back. They're good at receiver now, which for Jackson Dart, that's ideal. Washington, Jeremiah Love. Interesting. That's fun. That's probably, we'd have to consider Love. We're going to have to do a film review on him soon. But we would have to consider him if he was still there, right? Ruben Bain goes number 8. If we're looking at the top of this sheet here, man, Bain and Downs would have been an interesting discussion. And then now we're one spot away. Do the Jets go? They go Jermod McCoy. Very interesting because they traded away Sauce Gardner. Jets picking up picks, man. They've got another pick coming up in the teens here. So they go back from 2 to 9 from the Chiefs and then get a corner. I like it a lot. So we're sitting here at number 10, and I think it's fun for everybody, right? We got Caleb Downs. Yes. We got Francis Maui-Noah there at offensive tackle. Maybe. I'm not against it. If Downs wasn't there, let's say Downs wasn't there, and we're picking between these guys here. I would be saying, well, Sonny Styles, Mansour Delane, Kenyon Sadiq, maybe Falk, and Maui Noah. So, like, that's where we're sitting. I think this is an easy pick overall. If it goes this way, and if other teams don't value Caleb Downs the same way, again, he was 4th on the board, so other teams in this mock said, give us the premium position over the safety. And I got to say, you can click on these guys. This is a good part of Stick to the Model here. You can click on them, get a full scouting report if you need, strengths and weaknesses. I mean, height, weight, this is great. So we're going to draft Caleb Downs and go from there. You got to hit the start button, then you can press draft. All right, so now we're moving. I'm going to let it go a little bit. Mekhi Lemon goes to the Dolphins. Sonny Styles to the Cowboys. That's fun. Who did the Jets take also? I missed it. TJ Parker to the Eagles. Caleb Banks to the Texans. I'm going to pause it a little bit here now that we're getting into the second round because I want to see. Oh, it's perfect right at our time. All right, I'm going to recap this just a little bit for you guys. I want to see what happened. Maui Noah to the Rams. They need a tackle. That's good. Peter Woods to the Bucks. Ty Simpson for the Jets. Okay. Mansour Delane all the way to 18. Kenyon Sadiq at 19. Avion Terrell, 20, who we haven't watched yet. Denzel Boston, Caden McDonald, TJ Parker. Conception for the Bills. I think that's yes. Cassius Howell, like him. 25 is a good spot. Banks, tape is crazy, but super inconsistent, a little bit older. Monroe Freeling, Colton Hood. So we're in round 2. Christian Miller, Lee Hunter, if we're interested in defensive tackle, because we'd like to get a D lineman now. Hakeem Messidor, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, if there was another safety that we were interested in. We're not. Keith Abney, I got to watch. Scores really high for us on the spreadsheet. All right. Top of the draft here. Dylan Thieneman. This is why you wouldn't take Caleb Downs. To me, I think Thieneman is a great safety prospect. He should be ranked much higher than this, than 47. I think he's got a chance to go in the first round. Starting at the top here, though. Anthony Hill, linebacker, not interested unless it's a linebacker that I really, really want. I think D'Angelo Pons, I'm going to put him in the slot, and he's going to be a very good player. He scores really high for us. I'm considering that. Chris Johnson, San Diego State, smaller school, but a very good prospect, good data prospect. R. Thomas Mason, to me, is a guy I absolutely love as a speed edge rusher that wins in a variety of ways. I would really like to get an edge rusher, and this is a very good class for it. If we just went and looked at the top edge rushers in this class, I think it's going to drop off a little bit after him. So I'm happy to have him here. I'm not big on Romello Height. Zion Young's cool. Gabe Akis I'm cool with. But again, I think these are third-round guys. Derek Moore, I'd really like in the third round. So there are guys here that I would consider having. Is there a defensive tackle that's better than those guys? Not in on Orange. Overton's more of a D tackle. I'm interested, but I want to see how he tests first. In this, we're recording this before testing, before the combine, so I'm not in love yet. Grayson Holton, I'm in on completely. And it starts to fall off. So in my ideal draft here, if we're just saying, hey, I want to be at the top of the hill or at the top of the board here and I want to be drafted. We have a guard here. We have a linebacker. These aren't guys I love. My board would have D'Angelo Pons near the top. It would also have Dylan Thieneman near the top. Do I have to go another safety? If you did, you fixed the safety room with Downs and Thieneman for sure. Other than that, I'm not sure I have to have a lot of these other guys as best players available, right? Keontae Scott, I'm lower on. So to me, ideally, because one guy that's grades really high for us is R. Mason Thomas. Let me pull up my sheet, actually. You guys are getting a sneak peek. Edge. R. Mason Thomas. 80 overall, so that puts him in the top 20 or so prospects for my process as we are right now. Our process on the draft sheet gives you a strengths, weaknesses, a little undersized at 6'2", 250 range. But man, is he a first step, get off, crazy get off, good bender, great moves, makes an impact versus the run as well. I'm in on R. Mason Thomas completely. We're starting this draft with a safety, impact safety, and Caleb Downs, one of the best safeties we've seen, plus a first-round defensive end based on our spreadsheet. As long as he tests well, and I think he will, then we got a good player there. So we're cruising now into the third round. And Derek Moore went one pick ahead of us. If I was, that would be the target for me for an edge rusher. If you wait into round 3, would be Derek Moore. So him going one spot ahead is like, whew. I would also take Gabe Akis on the 3rd. Again, going one spot ahead of us. Jadarian Price, I'd be interested in round 3. And not that I have to take a 3rd round running back, but Thieneman, not that 49, man, so late for him. I think he's going to go much, much, much higher. Okay, we're not looking at end anymore. We're looking at the top of the board. Dominique Orange and LT Overton are still there. Overton currently grades really high for us. Again, I want to see him test because he is about 278, so he's not truly a defensive tackle. And after taking a D-end in the 1st round, I need a guy that's bigger, a little bit bigger, at the very least. And if I look at D-line, Grayson Holton's the guy I want. I think he's got a good data profile. He's athletic. He is a penetrating 3-tech pass rusher that the Bengals don't have on the roster. To me, he's completely better than Chris Jenkins as a pass rusher. You really make your defensive tackle room very, very, very good. Now let's go to Aldo, just so we can get an idea. Here's another position that we have to have, like Elijah Surratt. Do you want Elijah Surratt as your wide receiver 3? I'd be interested. There's some other guys here that I'd be interested in as well. Antonio Williams, maybe. But Deion Burks, Malachi Fields. Imagine adding Malachi Fields and T. Higgins on the outside. Jamar Chase in the slot with Mike Gesicki. Holy weapons. No, seriously, that'd be crazy. Jacob Rodriguez at linebacker scores pretty high for us. It's a guy with a very good data profile. Is a better prospect than Demetrius Knight, who Bengals drafted earlier last year, 20 spots earlier, 22 exactly. I'd be in on him. To me, the highest ranking player here on my sheet would likely be, and I'm just making sure I'm not missing anyone else here, would likely be Grayson Holton or Jonah Coleman, Kamari Ramsey, Eli Stowers at tight end. I did think Darrell Jackson was very interesting. He's a bigger guy. Let's see if I can pull it up here. It's not listed. I do have it on the spreadsheet, though. Let me go to defensive tackle. Darrell Jackson. He's 23. He's 6'5", 328. Do we need more beef or do we need more athleticism? To me, that's where Grayson Holton comes in. I'm telling you, I think he's so much better than what the consensus is right now. And if you're coming away with, in the first 3 rounds, Caleb Downs, our Mason Thomas, and Grayson Holton, 2 Oklahoma guys, I'm in on it. Now we are really free to do what we want at the top of this draft. Kyle Lewis, I just went. Caden Curry, sure. But Torian York. I think Keelan Rutledge is the guy that was at the Senior Bowl. Had some flashes. Jack Endries at tight end. Zakee Wheatley. Because I would like to find a slot corner or a safety slot type. Mike Washington at running back. Gage Casey. He's a guard, but I think he's going to be a starting guard. Harold Perkins, kind of a pass rush. Remember, he was a high prospect. Kind of a pass rush linebacker type. Zane Durant here at defensive tackle. Joe Royer, you guys interested in going tight end now? Casey there is really calling me. We already took a safety. I just want to make sure. Jalen Kilgore is a 21-year-old that can play some slot, play some safety. Bishop Fitzgerald. So I'm looking for these guys that can do a lot. Like slot corner plus safety. I think we have that in Caleb Downs as well, but I'm not, I would take multiple guys in that position. I'm looking here for, I'll pull up my cornerback sheet here, and we're looking for Devin Marshall. He's 132 on the consensus, so should still be available in this range. Devin Marshall, he is NC State. They got it right up for him. They do. 5'11", 185. A little bit undersized, they say. Elite ball skills, 14 pass breakups last year, 90 PFF defensive grade. His data profile is super, super strong. And when I say that, I'm going to bring up his draft sheet again here, because because I don't know if you saw him. Devin Marshall, a 78.5 currently. Data of an 87. Small school, I understand that. But that's one of the strongest data profiles in this entire class. And I'm looking for a corner here. I am in on Devin Marshall. We've gone defense heavy, and I didn't mean to. I wanted to get this defense right. But we've gone safety, DN, D tackle, corner. I'd like to get a guard, tackle, a tight end, a wide receiver, a running back. We really got to look at wide receiver coming up here. Is there anyone with Aaron Anderson would be fun from LSU? We're talking about a yak, speed, slot guy that can move around. We don't have a fifth rounder, though. We gave it up for Joe Flacco. Receivers slightly going here. Where's our next pick? Aaron Anderson's 2 away now if they go in order. Aaron Anderson, bang, let's go. That's what I was looking for. This is a guy who's 5'8", 188 with a projected to have a 4.34 speed. He is a yak guy all the way. His average depth of target was pretty low. You could just give it to him, and if you need to pause it and read all this stuff, you can. That's why I'm talking and just leaving it here. This would be a very fun gadget guy to add to this wide receiver room with Aaron Anderson. Pull up some clips of that guy right there. He is a good time. Our other pick here in the 6th round. We're in good shape. We are in good shape. If we want to go tight end, we got some blocking tight ends here. We want to go quarterback and add a guy with some athleticism. Le'Veon Moss at running back. Could be a lot of fun. He's got a great name. Bishop Fitzgerald at safety. If you want to add another guy here, what's it say about him? Maybe the best ball hawk in the class. How about that, huh? 96.5 PFF grade. Oh, that was week 1. So, but yeah, Bishop Fitzgerald's a fun player from Southern California. Who's at the top here? Tanner Koziel, fun receiving tight end, kind of in the mold of Reggie Virgil. In the mold of Gesicki. I want to finish that. Jaden I'd be interested in. He had crazy production early in his college career and then kind of fell off. Markel Bell would be a fun developmental offensive tackle. He got torched a little bit. He's got to get more athletic. But he kind of fits the mold of what the Bengals do. Luke Altmaier. I'm going to go. Let's go back to the top of this here. This might be a good time for a running back or receiver. I really like Le'Veon Moss. I have a write-up for him here. I can pull him up on ours. He's one of our better grading. It's a bad running back class. The only reason why I don't want to take a running back is pretty bad class. Here's Le'Veon Moss here. Like I said, currently 63. The last guy we just drafted was a 78, right? Devin Marshall. So even though I like these guys, none of them really score really high, which makes me think let's stick with keeping the defense getting good. And let's go with a safety like Bishop Fitzgerald. And if I go down to Bishop Fitzgerald, where is he? Where is he? There he is. He's got a 76 currently right now. And this is like a free safety type of guy. If I scroll over, you guys will get access to this completely at some point, closer to the draft typically. Career free safety rate. His zone coverage and ball hawk rate and zone coverage is crazy. So, you want to free up Caleb Downs to do what he does. Add Bishop Fitzgerald to this room. And now Fitzgerald can do the free safety stuff and allow you to really make... So this pick isn't just to answer the free safety spot maybe. It's also to make Caleb Downs that much better because it's going to free him up to do everything. Now he's going to play more slot. He's going to be able to play strong, free. Just rotate him. Let him be Troy Polamalu, right? Let him be the free player to make plays on your defense. All right. We're back here. Oh, man, we still got tight ends. Still got options at tight ends. Can I get over my love for tight end? Any linebackers still? Elam's or Sorry was good in the Senior Bowl, even though he didn't look good. Jack Gentry is a weird dude. Good safety class. Not going to grab another safety. I'm just looking on the D-line, see if anyone's here. I don't see anyone. Edge. Is there another edge later? Hutchins is interesting. We already drafted a receiver, although I would be interested in Cyrus Allen. Good tight ends. Still here. They say it's going to be a very strong tight end class. Listed at 6'7", 251 for Raridan out of Notre Dame. And we've seen him before. He has 2 ACL injuries, 2022 in high school and in October in 2022. So like 2, like was that back to back? Jeez. But I remember when I watched Notre Dame, I thought this guy looks like a player that could develop and be a quality player, add some size and some athleticism. Any running back here that we really got to have that really stands out to me? No, even if I go to my sheet, there's nobody for like a late round, I think. Let's see here. There was a couple guys that I was interested. Seth McGowan out of Kentucky. You guys know him? Do we see him anywhere on here? Now, this is the time where we go get the tackle. Markel Bell, get a big guy. Is there anyone here? Trost, I think, is good on our sheet. Let's see. If you guys... There was Gage Casey, who I was looking at earlier. Keegan Trost, there it is. I thought he was good. Great data profile out of Missouri. Yes, this is what we're looking for. Well, what you want to see, one of the real good data markers and profiles is true pass sets and what they look like in true pass sets. So this data up here, true pass sets for him, 67th percentile. You got one guy better that's lower than this, and then some smaller school guys. I'm in on Trost here as trying to, I don't have a size though listed. Let's see if they got him listed. Keegan, they don't. We won't have it yet until the combine. I'm going there. Let's get a developmental tackle. Let's hope he's a developmental tackle. Maybe he's too small and he's got to play guard. Whatever. We're at pick 220. What was that? Still like to get a quarterback, a developmental guy, if we have any. I think that's our last pick, though. That's it. They gave us a B for the offseason. Future outlook, because we started restructuring and putting future contracts. Cap health, we're still in good shape. I like that it says this. Needs filled. Gives you a grade there. Roster moves gives us that. And then it gives us everything at the bottom here from an updated depth chart. I like the updated depth chart. That's fun. Slotting in Aaron Anderson there. Keegan Trost there. Is that all we did on the offensive side? Man, we did a lot on the defensive side. Yeah, let's move our Mason Thomas up that depth chart there. Arnold Ebiketie up the depth chart. Oh, it shows the free agents in green. Okay, I see. Yeah, I brought back Cordell Wilson. So, Demario Davis, Caleb Downs. I like this. This room would look, this roster would look pretty good. We're sitting here with $10 million still left in space. Perfect for the Bengals. They love to roll over that $10 million. Rate my mock draft, rate my free agency, rate the roster. How would you feel about this roster going forward? Let me know in the comments. So if the Bengals pull off this offseason, revamp that defense, it's a lot of talent added to the defense. That's how you get it back. Do they all hit? Probably not. But still, you're adding multiple defensive ends, defensive tackles, linebackers, corners, and safeties to this room. And that's how you completely elevate and raise the floor at least of the defense. And you're hoping that by raising the floor, a few of those guys hit, and that raises the ceiling. I would feel great about this if this was the Bengals offseason, free agency, and then the draft. I know some of these guys may be lower-end free agents for you, but you got to hit on those guys as well. It's important for every team to find those Cameron Thomases, the Charlie Kohlers that can help you, and then those draft prospects that, the Bishop Fitzgeralds on day 3 that can come in and be your starting free safety down the line. All of that is good. So I'm excited. I'm happy with that. I am curious about what you guys say and what the comments say, and who knows if it's possible or not. Half these guys may not even hit free agency. By the time the draft comes, half those guys may be pushed up the board. So it's for what it is right now in February, and take it for what it is. And until the next time on Bengals on the Brain, presented by First Star Logistics, that next time we should be getting very, very close to the combine. We'll have some data to talk about. We'll have some draft prospects to talk about. Presented by First Star Logistics. As always, until then, hoo day.